All right, we're going to do numbers 9 through 13 now. And we're going to, on number 9, we have to be aware that this 2 is here. So it's not just like the other ones where it was a plain squared term. Normally, if there's a number here, we'd like to try to pull it out. Is it a common factor? Can we yank it out front and then do what we need to do after that? But unfortunately, these don't divide by 2. So this is one of those that I showed you the separate video on. We're going to have to include it in here. So 2s times s would get just 2s squared. And we got to think about numbers that multiply to equal 35, keeping in mind that whatever we put here is going to be actually multiplying 2 when we expand this all out. So 35, thankfully, doesn't have very many options, right? 35 and 1, 5 and 7. And because the middle is positive, I don't think we have to include the negative options here. So 35 times 2 is 70. That's way too big. 35 times 1 is 35. That's also too big. So we're probably good to get rid of that. And let's think about 5 and 7. Now, if I were to put 5 here and 7 there, I'd have 14. 2 times 7 would be 14 plus 5. That would make 19. Not what I want. So I won't put the 7 here. I'll put the 7 there. And I'll put the 5 here. And now a quick check, 2 times 5 is 10, plus the 7 would be 17. And that for sure works. So that's my answer. Again, you can make your box and check it out that way just to make sure, but I'm feeling good here. Now this one's just a normal one. We've got the plain h squared there, so I'm going to take negative 19. That's 19 and negative 1, negative 19 and 1. And those really are the only two options. So which of those pair adds up to 18? And that's the first one that I came up with. So h plus 19, h minus 1. And there's my answer. Okay. Down here, I want numbers that multiply to equal 15 and add to equal negative 8. So since I see it has to equal negative 8, I'm going to only think about negative options. Negative 15 and negative 1, negative 5 and negative 3. That adds up to negative 16, so no. That adds up to negative 8, so I'm going to use negative 5 and negative 3. All right. And then on this last one, I need numbers that multiply to equal 36 and add to equal 12. So that'd be 36 and 1, 18 and 2, 12 and 3, 9 and 4, 6 and 6. I want the pair that adds up to 12. So nope, 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 nope. Aha! 6 and 6. So q plus 6 and q plus 6. And again, that's fine, or since it is the same, you can write it as q plus 6 squared. Both of those work. All right. Now, as far as 13 goes, 13 says when Henry factors the expression w squared plus 6w plus f, he remembers that the two factors were exactly the same, just like we had right here, right? Q plus 6 and q plus 6. So what does f have to equal for this to be true? So one thing that, if you kind of look at anything that happens like that, like this one did, you'll notice that the 6 plus the 6 gave us the 12, right? Or for example, if we had x plus 5, this would be x squared plus 5x would give us 10x. And then 5 times 5 is 25. The two things that are the same are adding up to give us the middle. So when we think about that, if you look here and say, okay, we got this plus 6, well, what would have to add to itself to give us 6? And that would be 3 and 3, right? So the two factors that are the same have to be 3 and 3 because that's what adds up to give us the 6. So then what would the f be? Well, that would be the 3 times the 3. So f would have to equal 9 for that to happen. All right, so kind of a goofy one, but hopefully you got that right.